Is it time to reveal your real magic and become seen, known, and valued? Today we're talking about reclaiming your roots to sing your soul with beautiful Sundri, who's coming in all the way from Reunion Island. Hi Sundri, welcome.
Hi, Rihanna. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here today.
It's gorgeous to be here. Um, and so, as I was saying before, if you're here watching us live, type in hi. If you're watching the replay, just type in replay. Welcome, everyone. I'm really thrilled to be interviewing Sundri today. She's such an incredible artist who goes to such deep places with her art to transform, heal, and become visible. So it's really relevant to all of you here who are in the Visionaries Becoming Visible group. And so Sundri is the lead singer of her own band, Sundri Feeling, on Reunion Island. And she's going to share about how she's really explored her multicultural heritage and brings that into her music, and her deep journey from being a shy child to being an international performer and artist. And also how in that journey she's really gone deep to touch deep ancestral wounds and reclaim the power, the light, that was hidden beneath that as well. I first connected with Sundri back in 7 years ago now, isn't it, Sundri?
Yeah,
2014.
amazing.
Yeah. Through my Poetry Alchemy for Our Times interview series, when I interviewed the London author Nick Williams. And that, the depth in that series was talking about how the magic of poetry and writing was really transformative. And this year I was so inspired by Sundri's incredible song Roots that I thought, I just really want to share her magic with you all. So, Sundri, I'd love to, know you've got your third album coming out and you're working on that at the moment. I'd love to hear how you got started in this work and how your journey into visibility from being this shy child into this international artist and performer and writing your own songs.
Sure. First of all, thank you, Rihanna, for giving me this opportunity to share with this intention to go in depth, which is not always the case when we have interviews as artists. So it was a long journey. The conditions at the beginning of that journey were not very happy conditions. I was a child born from a family from very various cultural and ethnic backgrounds. I will develop that later. And that's one thing. And the second thing is that the atmosphere at home was not so peaceful. I mean, there was violence and, well, I can summarize it like violence is the most sufficient word. Sorry. So I had to escape from this family situation. And from an early age, dreaming, singing in my head, and writing became an extraordinary way to escape from this everyday reality and to connect with something else within me, a strength and also hope. And hope that things will get better someday. And also knowing that I am not what's happening around me. I have something else inside. And so as a kid, I always knew that. And poetry or drawing or dreaming of becoming a singer helped me to keep on going and keep on moving in this difficult family atmosphere. So my family comes from, my mom is mixed from Vietnam, and my grandmother was Jewish Romanian woman. And on my dad's side, it's black background, Caribbean, from Caribbean and Congo, and Indian background. So there's a bit of everything.
Wow,
I can
that's so
say so.
international.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So it's both, I both knew that it was a strength and also a huge question mark about where do I come from, really.
Yeah.
So I was, I remember I did have this early consciousness of being a child of the world, because it was so obvious in our family pictures and, you know, um, but also that question mark reinforced by the fact that our family trees are broken everywhere. All the branches at some point are cut because we don't know. For example, we've been searching on both sides of the trees, me and my one of my brothers, to find our ancestors, but because of wars and exodus and um, so the trees are broken, so we don't really know where our ancestors really were. It's just a global idea. So at some point you need to compensate with that that emptiness inside. You need to create something. You need to imagine. You need to build your own story, and that's what I did.
Oh, I love that. And just to comment here that, both the dreaming and the imagination, helped you through the challenges of childhood. And then through this, where are my roots, and those cut off bits, again, you come back to dreaming and the imagination to
Yeah, yeah.
explore here. Yeah. So say
Mm-hmm.
more about that.
Yeah. Like uh, instead of keeping this emptiness and this fear of the world surrounding me as a kid, I connected to what made me happy, what made me feel alive, what gave me some energy, made me what gave me passion in life. And it was so obvious that it was singing, even though once again I was not really singing, I was singing in my head. I was whispering more than singing. And this was another interesting process. Well, and I think in this whole process of becoming a silent child to an international performer, connecting to what gives you passion, what makes you happy. It's so, you do it so naturally as a kid. And I've never stopped doing that. Because whenever I feel that fear coming out, that feeling frozen, feeling tongue-tied, just taking a deep breath and remembering what I love to do, it's the solution. It's the magic solution.
Wow, I love that. And that was totally the same for me, discovering poetry and something. And so I love what you're saying here, that finding something that you're passionate about, that you love, that lights you up, can help you to overcome the frozenness and the tongue-tiedness and the shyness or anything else, to and to just let yourself, shine, and have the courage to step forward.
That's completely it. And then deciding to become a performer, there's another interesting process. It's that you want people to love you. You want people to love what you're doing. You want to make it sound appealing. And there's a trick there, because you might want to make it appealing to others and place the judgments of others before your own judgment. So this was another interesting process of I'm doing my thing, no matter what they say, whether they like it or not, because it's so easy to lose yourself as an artist into appearance, into making it into the looks. Obviously, today with the social media, you post whatever you like. It's not always the reality, but the more you become real, the more it makes sense, and the more you love what you're doing, and the more you become appealing to the right people, and you build your own audience, and you connect with the right people, like you today, Rihanna. Okay, it's I've always been searching for this double level of making something in terms of aesthetics that looks good, but also that feels good and that makes people feel good. And this deeper process requires you to dive deep into yourself, and it's not the mainstream music industry today.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, I love that. I love this beautiful insight that it's not about, leaving yourself to please others, but staying true to yourself, even if not everyone will like it. And this, there's some poems we've been working with, and I'd love to hear from people watching. We've got Anne here from France, and Stephanie from the Netherlands, and Sandra from Germany, and Joe from England. So I'd love to hear from you guys. What's your process of becoming visible as yourself? Rather than, and the opposite process, if you've experienced that, of kind of abandoning yourself to please others and coming home to yourself. There's a poem that we've been working with recently. It's about being willing to be unlikable and in the process utterly loved. So I think that ties to what you're saying, Sundri, about being true to yourself, and then you'll connect with the people who truly love you.
Yeah. So just to go back to the link with with my childhood, many artists have some childhood issues, to make it short. Yeah. And many artists are really looking for love and recognition through their art, because they didn't really get that in their own family. So I became aware of that quite early, as a teenager, and being aware of that also probably prevented me from being unreal, and it encouraged me to because I was not getting approval or recognition from my family anyway. So I had to let go of that, and by letting go of that, it helped me to move forward and get even closer to who I am, once again, whether they like it or not. And it's changing right now, and I'm hope it will continue to change within my family with this third album that's coming out. But anyway, it's also about unconditional acceptance of the other one's choice, whether it's my family or a music lover who doesn't like my music, whatever. It's leaving this freedom of choice to everyone.
Yeah, beautiful. And yeah, and it's a very courageous process, isn't it, to become more and more visible as yourself, as who you really are continually discovering yourself to be, and it often feels even more vulnerable. But I love that it was, you know, in healing your wounds, you thought, well, I might as well please myself because these others don't see me anyway. But it's still a deep process. You know, what's
Mhm.
the process that you go through, you know, to reclaim your roots, um, you know, and you know your artistic process, because I know
Yeah.
that's all bound up in it.
Mm. Um, I think it's about um, reconnecting to yourself as a unique human being. Um, Meaning, there's something special you have to do in your life. There's something special that makes you happy. What is it that makes you happy, alive, grounded? And it was part of one thing, the first thing that was part of my process um, since childhood was reconnecting and giving value to all those moments where I naturally feel happy doing what I'm doing what I was meant to do, doing expressing the natural gifts that I was given. And um, remembering also the people who validated me, like for example this French teacher when I was about 12 years old. We had to write an essay and I wrote a poetry, and and she gave me a 20 out of 20. So she validated me doing something different,
Yeah.
and it was okay. And it was it's you need to remember all those people you met throughout your life who helped you to ground the experience, because
Mm.
this validation is about grounding the experience in your heart,
Yes.
in your cells. So grounding the positive experience within your own cells is one way
Yeah.
to achieve this process
And
of
yeah,
reclaiming your roots.
and validation and being seen by others is so important, isn't it? So valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes.
And if it's not other people's validation, it's your own validation
Yeah.
just because you're feeling happy. And remembering all those times when I was singing alone in my bedroom, feeling happy is something truly grounding
Mm.
until today.
Yes. Oh,
And
gorgeous. Yeah.
yes, something else I'd like to share about this, about reclaiming your roots,
Mm.
because we're talking songwriting, of course,
Yeah.
and well, poetry writing and songwriting. Um, I believe that, like, I have this example of this song in French that I wrote called "Légère comme une larme," meaning as light as a tear. Um,
Mm.
I was I had to write about my relationship to my mother, and through this song, I knew that I had to let something come out, and I knew I had to transform this weight and this pain that I had inside, and writing is is about feeling the emotion and putting it on the paper through images, um, through describing the feeling. You know, you can say sadness,
Mm.
but you can say um, what comes now. You can say the the shiver inside my belly, the tears that are not coming out,
Mm.
the
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
the lump in the throat, the ache in the heart. Yeah, the visceral,
Yes,
visceral. And I
yes.
love that, as light as a tear. Wow, that's such an incredible image and metaphor. Um, yeah, so deep.
So yeah, right, describing the emotion through poetry is a way to dive deep and to touch the weight that is in to touch the pain inside, and then to be able to look at it on the paper, in and it what comes out is always beautiful. um, it's not a matter of talent. It's always beautiful because it's true. And also through this writing process, I always discover that underneath the layers of pain, there is a need for love. There is fear, there is lack of, underneath the fear there is a need of for healing and for love, because I do believe love is the universal healer. And reconnecting to the origin under the pain, which is always just as I said, a lack of love. You how did I say? You give lightness to this pain.
I so recognize that, and that's the poetry alchemy work that I do for myself and with other people, where they work deeply with the poem. I just love what you're saying there, is that the poem, the words, they help you connect with that pain, with that wound, and they bring beauty and truth, and healing, and kind of hold space for it to transform into light.
Into light, yes. Lightness and light.
Yeah. Oh, gorgeous. And and you've got this, the gorgeous song that you have, roots as well, is also, that reclaiming the roots, but also it's that, because it's kind of a feminine process, this, isn't it? Turning towards and touching it with love and just holding space, and not, doing, not doing lots of doing, but just holding space for it as well. And I know in that song and in your approach is just really connecting into that, the wisdom of the earth, and that kind of natural feminine wisdom.
Yeah, and as I say in the song, the beginning of the song is, "Hey sister, here's your crown of flowers." So wear it, hold it and wear it, and let the scent of the flowers fill in your head, feel your head, sorry about my English, and spread the scent of these flowers in your cells, in your brain. Let it wake up your cells. The message is really, remember that you are a queen. Remember that this crown of flowers shows the beauty of nature, and you are part of the beauty of nature. And you can also lean on a tree and feel the strength of the tree, connect to the matrix through the roots of the tree, the matrix of life, the matrix that holds us. So it's what I was saying is connecting to a wider space rather than the small space of your pain. Connecting to the roots of the earth helps you to connect to the earth as a whole. And obviously, what took so much space within your mind or your belly becomes something so infinite, so infinitely small, compared to the love of the planet carrying us and nurturing us every day. And I want to share an insight that I had yesterday about connecting to the earth.
Because I know you were in the recording studio yesterday, aren't you? You were recording your third album. So yes, I'd love to hear your insight.
When you say the word love, you can feel the love. When you say joy, when you say peace, you can feel the love and the peace and the joy. And I discovered that it might be the same thing with the word earth. That was my experience of yesterday during a break at the studio in the small garden that we have there. Connecting to the word earth can also give you this sense of humanity, this feeling of the generosity, the unconditional love of the earth that is carrying us. And the word earth, earth, earth gives me strength, gives me love, but it's different. It's not the word love, it's earth. It's earth. It's something unique to this planet that is carrying us every day and nurturing us. And it's a strengthening and grounding experience that I had yesterday, and that I suggest you should try.
Yeah. No, I love this. And this is pure, what I call poetry alchemy, but it's the same thing in that there's magic in words, isn't it? There's magic in the sound of the words. There's a kind of, a shamanic quality to that sound. And the same with music, you've got the rhythm, you've got all of the beats, you've got all of the different elements of music, and words also, the word earth. And it's just kind of, it's like it's in the sound, it's kind of, in the root earth. There's there's something in these words that carry this magic. So yeah, I love that. And when we kind of really dive into the sound and the meaning of the word, so much opens up. Yeah, beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
through the words and through our senses, we need to connect to the earth, and this is how we can ground ourselves and find the strength that we need when we're just a small, shy kid with big dreams to come true.
Yeah. And this is the power of, both music and lyrics and poetry to shift our state, and really kind of bring us back to ourselves so quickly and so powerfully. It's like, oh, I need to ground, what energy will help me to ground? I need to open my heart. What song, what poem will I draw on to help me with that? And the other thing I love about the song Roots is that it's also, it's connecting into the earth and to the energy of the whole planet. And it's also that collective connections, like all the roots of the trees are connected together, and this is all, your journey to, reclaiming your roots with your ancestors as well, and honoring, those that came before you. So I don't know if there's anything you want to say about that part, or
honoring our ancestors, obviously, with my family background was a major point. With all this, with all those secrets that we carry in our family, and we need to I have a question for for people watching us, and maybe for you, Rihanna.
yes.
How do you honor in general? How do you honor someone or something?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question. And just before I answer that, I'll just read out some comments that Joe was saying. When you say earth, it comes from a very deep place within us, doesn't it? Right down deep in our belly and primal and of the beginning. And Stephanie was saying it just about checking, in terms of being visible, checking if what I want to do is for myself or for others. But Jess, coming back to your question, when I want to honor someone, well, I think, gratitude and appreciation, are what comes to me. It's about recognizing their uniqueness and their gifts, both who they are in their beingness as well as what they. So I think gratitude and appreciation. I'd love to hear from anyone else as well. What does honoring mean to you?
So this feeling, the feeling, the love, the gratitude that you put inside is the starting point. But what we realize then is that in most cultures, when you want to honor someone, what do? You write a text. Maybe you write a poetry. You sing a song. You dance. So most of the time, it comes to art.
Yes.
You connect the feeling to any kind of art form, and then you bring that spiritual touch to it. So it's feelings, art, and spirituality. That's my perception of honoring
through feelings, art, and spirituality.
Yeah,
I love it. Tell me more.
So, I mean, honoring my ancestors came through music, through dance, through songwriting, poetry, drawing, and I think we need to come back to art at some point when we really want to honor. I think because art will connect a certain form plus feelings plus spirituality.
Yes.
And so I wrote that poem called in French again, Princesse Métisse, Métisse Princess. It took me time to write this text, and I chose a rhyme that the sound is.
Yeah.
Because in French, when you say is, it's like a painful, like you're pulling, you're pushing something. You in French you'll go oh is.
Okay.
Is. You know, it's this sense of effort, and then there's princesse, métisse. So you hear this sound of is, but it's transformed with the name princess and métisse, princess, and that's what I am. And I.
What does a métisse mean?
Mixed.
Ah, okay.
Mixed background. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I know that in Spanish, metista. Métisse princess. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, so I wrote this poem for all branches of my family tree, and with what I know, and then there's in my new album, my third album that it's coming by the end of the year. I wrote this song for Anne Moose, who was the first woman born in Reunion Island. That was 350 years ago, more or less.
Wow.
Yeah. Reunion Island is such a recent place.
Wow. So there was nobody there.
Yeah.
So Anne Moose was the first woman born on Reunion Island. Wow.
And she, and writing for her made me reconnect to what would I do if I was the first woman born. So it's remembering or maybe visualizing what is the next step when there's everything to be done. And I think she was a really courageous, extraordinary, loving woman, a little rebellious too. I like that. Yeah. And she had so many kids, and she built so many things here on the island, that she's a model for me. Wow. She's an example. Yeah. And I remember her in my heart, even though we don't know much about her, because history doesn't say much about first Black women in Reunion Island. There's much more to tell about the men that were ruling the island at that time. Yeah. But
it's where the imagination and art can fill in the blanks.
Again, yes. And what I experienced by honoring her and honoring all my ancestors is recuperating the strength, the courage, the love, the talents that they had that are also mine.
Yes. Yeah. So this is the reclaiming,
Yes.
reclaiming your roots and to sing what's yours as well. So it's reclaiming those qualities, those energies for yourself as you reclaim those roots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And only you can do that. Only you can reclaim your roots. Only you can develop this gratitude from the heart to thank them. And with this gratitude comes the present immediately.
Yeah, beautiful. So it's honoring them is also, you know, reclaiming your own gifts and power, and particularly those that aren't maybe not recognized traditionally in the world. You know, these other qualities that we really need to own in ourselves because others may not necessarily see that or honor that immediately for us. Beautiful. So was that the song that you wanted to share the lyrics of?
Oh, I have a
Okay, no, it's okay. I thought there was one that you wanted to share today.
There's another one.
Oh, there's another one. Okay. Yeah, great. Yeah. So we'll just do whichever one you're up for sharing. That would be beautiful.
Okay, right now I'm getting ready.
Yes.
So I'll read the name of the future song. I'm still working on it. Is World Class Woman.
Love that. World class woman. Woohoo.
It's not because I'm black or white or yellow. Every second is a chance to stand up and stay high. The chains on my mind, my highs and lows. Every second is a choice to release and fly. So I surrender to love and lead the way for my sisters and mothers on the way. Beyond the wounds, we are women, world-class women in the wind. I feel my belly dancing to the cycles of Hera, and the womb of the earth is calling for a new era. As the power of life running in my blood, and my tears of joy are provoking a flood, I let the fire of desire run up my spine, and the light in my eyes be my sister's shrine, my sister's shrine. Beyond the wounds, we are women, world-class women in the wind. Beyond the wounds, a new way for the world, just women in the wind. Let's say it and sing it, because we are one. I'm a world-class woman. Yes, I am. Let's say it and sing it, because we are one. I'm a world-class woman. Yes, I am. I make a sensual move towards my man, because it's one more woman trusting the clan. Beyond the wounds, we are women, world-class women in the wind. Beyond the wounds, we are women, world-class women in the wind.
Wow. I get shivers through my whole body. Just makes me want to move. It just what an incredible, you know, poem and song. Really incredible. So just bow to your genius, Sundri. That's incredible. And it reminds me of Maya Angelou's Phenomenal Woman song, but I just get the shivers and just how transformational these words are, you know, for all women, you know, for you and for all of us that can own that and embody that. So, oh, thank you. Incredible. Wow.
Thank you.
I'd love to get your responses. You know, those of you who are watching us, isn't that incredible? Joe was saying, wow, wonderful, thank you. And this is, you know, one of the things I do in my program, Magnetic Presence, is I get people to embody the words of a poem, or it could be a song lyric. And it's incredible how transformative that is really incredibly transformative. So
Mm.
I'm just blessing your song that it will have wings and grow far and touch many, many hearts, because it's
Thank
so
you.
needed for the world.
Thank you. We're working on it. We're having some difficulties, I have to say, with that song. it's it's actually the first lyrics I wrote back in 2018
Yeah.
when I started to work on this new album, and it's the last song in terms of music. It's the last song we're now trying to finish.
Okay. So beautiful. And there's sometimes there's a difficult birthing process. It's because the energy just has to be
Yes.
is right. And sometimes it's like you're up leveling who you are
Mm.
to really perform that as well.
I
So
am aware of that. I am
yeah,
aware of that process. Totally aware.
yeah. So is there anything that you want to share about that with, you know, your process with recording or
uh, it takes time, and this time is really precious. And you know, in that song, I'm talking about the cycles we have, um, and we need to respect those cycles, those inner cycles, as women and as human beings, as part of the nature, um, because there's a rhythm of life that we cannot accelerate. We just need to go with it, and that's why I'm talking about the process of that song, World Class Women. It was the first we started, and it's going to be the last one we finish,
yeah,
and it's okay.
yeah,
Um, there's something I need to mature with the musicians I'm working with, and and this process in itself of maturing is so beautiful. So we need to appreciate each second of the process as a gift, and I believe this will give the true strength to this song or whatever you're deciding to offer to the world.
yeah. Totally. I love that. And I was speaking to you know, Jo was here on the call. I was having a chat with her yesterday, and we were talking about just about this process of the honoring the cycles. And our minds can kind of go, oh, well, I need to get out there. I need to be visible. I need to, you know, put myself out there. But the, you know, the heart or the soul is kind of saying, but I'm still, you know, it's not spring yet. I'm still
Mhm.
under the ground, you know, growing. And there are, you know, plants like bamboo that can be under the ground for 5 years and then they shoot up. So sometimes that maturation process, as you call it,
Mm. Yeah.
is beautiful.
Yeah, and as artists, we're like officially allowed to to dive into our process, but we're all artists of our lives.
It's beautiful, and I think for a lot of us here, you know, who are, you know, business owners and transformational experts, I think we can learn a lot from the artists of giving ourselves permission to take that space and to let things, you know, mature and ripen in their own time. And I love how, you know, the process of creating the song mirrors the message of the song, you know, honoring the cycles as well. Yeah, and Lila was saying here as well. Yeah, wow, what a wonderful, powerful poem and song. So beautiful. So any, you know, final thoughts, Sundri, and also, you know, if we were to invite people into your world, how can people go deeper with you? How can they find out more about what's coming up and hear your music? So just
Yeah, well, right now there's the website and social network, but the new album will be there by the end of the year, and this is gonna be a breakthrough. This is going to be a brand new chapter of my personal and artistic life, and I I have that feeling that the maturing process I've been going through will is designed to be a gift for humanity, for women, and for humanity, because the universal feminine energy is is the energy that guided me through the whole writing process. All the songs are dedicated to women or to the earth, women of my family, or famous women like Anne Moose or Josephine Baker, or and whether there are divas or anonymous women, they're all inspiring, and inspiring in different ways. Each song has its own vibe, its own rhythm. I go from Maloya, which is a Reunion traditional rhythm, from Maloya to pop music, or jazz or ballad, and a little bit of Indian influence too. And wherever the musical color, the musical influence, the intention is there, the process is there, the deepness is there, and so take it if you want it. It's there.
Oh wow! No, I love music, and I know I won't be the only one in this group that would just be waiting for you to let us know when
Yes, I
that's
will.
ready. And it sounds incredible, and it's such a gift to the world. I mean, you know, music means so much in my life, and especially when you've got these incredible lyrics as well. You've got the both coming together. It's such a gift. So thank you so much. I really want to honor how you've trusted your own process throughout your life. And I know that it's not easy, and the depth to which you go, and the incredible gifts that come out of that deep process. It's such an example to all of us of, you know, when we really connect in with who we are, and go through the process to allow that to be visible. It is world changing, it is transformative. So I really want to honor you and thank you for joining us today and sharing your process with us. It's been absolutely beautiful.
Rionic, I honor you. I honor the divine in you. And I honor your own process, because we've been connected for 7 years, as you said now. And there's no random connection on this earth. And so I encourage all women and all men watching this video, and those who will watch replay, to become artists of their own lives.
So a beautiful invitation, become artists of our own life. Oh, thank you so much, everyone, and have a great week. Do keep posting your comments in the group or wherever you're watching this, and we will come in and respond to them. Okay, thank you. Bye for now.
Bye bye.